Do you think Kildare are another example? Kildare won Christy Ring in 2020 and were in a really competitive group in the McDonagh. And ended up getting relegated back, so they're back in Christy Ring for 2022, which I don't know if that's serves developing hurling in Kildare very well. And I would say something similar for Antrim. Do you think potentially that there should be maybe a year's grace there for a team coming up into a competition? Would that ultimately help hurling development more if there was something like that in place?
Of course, because you take it for our first year back in the Liam McCarthy, which was 2021 with Antrim for a number of years, we got 140 minutes of hurling. That was it, and you're back down again. And there is such a reluctance to even try anything because everything's on the line. So if Antrim had been secured a second season, we could have thrown caution to the wind. And it maybe wouldn't have seemed like just so much hinged on, first of all, that Dublin match and then everything on the Laois game. And, even as management teams, that would be a huge grace to allow them and to afford them to maybe try out a player that they maybe think is a few months away yet. But, lo and behold, they could be the key you've been looking for, the Desi Hutchinson of Waterford or whatever, whenever he came back in and made such a difference. Those players are there, and but we're always in a state of fear almost. If we make a mistake here, we're going back down, and it's not really an environment conducive to development for one of those counties who are trying to turn themselves into a stable Division 1 team.
Yeah, because it feels like I was at Parnell Park for that game you had against Laois when you did suffer the relegation. And it just felt like he never got out of the blocks. I know you made a big burst. I think early in the second half, you probably got 2 goals in a row. Jeez, it's quite a while ago now to be trying to remember off the top of the head. But it did feel like you just never fully got going then that day. And did Laois even go down a couple of men, or there was a couple of red cards even, and just didn't quite happen for you? I think there was a red card and a black card type affair.
Okay, I remember the red card. I don't remember the black card, but when you're playing, you don't always collate all the facts. But yeah, early in the second half of that game was the only period. It was actually the injection of Owen O'Neill from Dunloy, better known as Sammy, and you'll see him with a red helmet with number 10 this back on Sunday. He came on and burst through twice and scored 2 great goals, and it felt like the only 2 tackles that we nearly broke all day, and Antrim are so much better than what they showed that day. But it was one of the nerviest games you'll ever watch because both teams knew exactly what was at stake. Lo and behold, a week later, the very same Laois team, and Antrim and Laois, both of us, neither of us set the world alight in Parnell Park that day. But a week later, Laois played some incredible hurling against Waterford and really had them worried coming down the stretch. And I'll always remember, being out cycling the morning of that match, coming home to watch it in GAA Go. But one of the Munster qualifiers, or was one of the Munster Championship games, or one of the other qualifier games between 2 of the big Munster teams. It was possibly Clare and someone.
Cork, I think, yeah.
Clare, was it Clare and Cork? Was on at the same time. And you're thinking, what an opportunity for the GAA to showcase an emerging county such as Laois. And they didn't take it. And I remember being annoyed about that, I think, selfishly, because if it had been Antrim, you'd have heard about it,
I have a question in here from Joe Butler. This is a crucial one. Neil, is it a hurl or a hurley at Antrim?
Just think very carefully here now before you answer.
Bernie, you'll fall out with me here, but it's a hurl, that's for sure.
Oh, it's a hurl? No, that's okay. No, that's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm more than happy with that. Saint's not happy, but I'm delighted.
Just the tip lads, is it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Come here, what has it been like? How much are you looking forward to 2022? And obviously, Darren Gleeson, does it feel like you're moving forward with Antrim?
So, there's a very young age profile, but that's the case kind of across the board in inter-county hurling now because of the demands that are in it. I'm a good bit older than any of the other lads now. But I absolutely love it, obviously. And, I think there's been a little bit of prestige put back into Antrim. People want to get onto the Antrim hurling panel. There are young lads joining, the panel now, and they're appreciative of their spot on the panel, and they know that it's an honour to be there, and that's a good environment to be in when it's like that. So, and while it is, I certainly want to be involved in it, and I look forward to 2022 an awful lot.
Absolutely. Michael, do you want to ask him, Neil, anything else?
No, just on that, Neil, are you still feeling as fresh for Intercounty as you were? You think you started off in 07, which is quite some time ago. And just even thinking about that, you're probably one of the longest serving Intercounty players left, I'd say, at this stage. Have you still the same hunger in Crawford as you did starting out back then?
So whenever we're running around a field, maybe not, but whenever the ball's flying, absolutely. I don't know that I ever enjoy that running around a field, but no, you know yourselves, boys, both have, being involved. There's nothing better than being out in the pitch, and like well, I have the opportunity to do this now. I won't have for very much longer, but if you're given the opportunity to play inter-county hurling and you pick, sitting on the sofa watching Netflix as the other alternative, I think your head needs looked at.
Okay. Well, look, best of luck next year. Neil, really appreciate you joining us. And as I said, best of luck with Antrim and Cushendall going forward.
Okay. Thanks, man. All the best.
Cheers, Nate.
Great to have Neil there. Great insight as ever. And we're all looking forward to that Ulster semi-final that's going to go ahead this weekend. Commenting from Traumspieler, Supermac, a savage hurler and an absolute beast in fantasy hurling. I'd much rather see the likes of Neil win an All-Star than the All-Ireland champions racking up awards for merely starting on the team. Ouch, that one's got claws. If you enjoyed this piece of content, please follow us on YouTube by hitting the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner of the page, which helps the channel grow. And if you want audio podcasts, go to patreon.com/ourgame.